All right, I'm here with another video going over some of my best finds in my history of looking for games these past 12 years, I guess. Ugh. So I kind of started this series because I know I reference a lot of my best finds a lot of the time, but I've been doing YouTube now and pickup videos for 9 years. So I figured most people probably don't know these stories. So I thought I would kind of just go over some of my best finds of consoles this time around. I've done some other for games that I got for under $10 that are worth more than 100. Some of my best ever finds, some of my most valuable games and how I got them. But I figured I'd go over some of my best console finds of all time and kind of just share those stories and just how I was able to get them for so cheap. So we're gonna just jump right into it. Figured I'd start off with a non-American console just for the heck of it, but the rest of them will be American release consoles. But when I was in Japan, so you could probably say this is not a good deal because I spent thousands of dollars to go to Japan in 2018. But I got this guy at a game store, complete in box, really nice shape as you can see. Everything works great. It was like somewhere it was I think it was like 5,000 yen, which is less than $50 United States USD. So obviously a very great find, a really cool find, and GameCube's my favorite system. The orange one, we never got the console itself. In the United States, we got the controller, but we never got the console. So, just a really great find, complete in box and everything. Wonderful condition. Really great piece to have. And I didn't even have a Japanese GameCube at all, so I can play Japanese games on it. Really great. I mean, incredible price. You're not gonna get one. This was a real game store. It was a cool place. It wasn't like a thrift store or something. It was a game store, and I mean, you wouldn't get something for this for like $50 on eBay. I can assure you. So, really cool find. But I figured I'd throw that in for fun, and why not? This one's a cool one here. This is a handheld find, but it still counts. This was at a pawn shop, and I got this like 2020. So it's been a few years now. But this is the Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition, the white and black. Really cool system, and since I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem, I thought it was cool to have. They had this out just priced as they would price any of their handhelds, and it's in really nice shape as you can see. I'd love to have the box, but unfortunately it didn't come with the box. But I can't, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I got this for $120. At the time, it was going for more than twice that, and I think it's only gone up in price. I don't have values for any of these things. It's hard to kind of find values for consoles. It's harder than with a game, just because of condition and boxes and what's considered complete and what isn't. So I just figured I would do it for fun. But this is a really cool thing to have. I'm a huge 3DS fan, huge 3DS collector, so having something like that as a big Fire Emblem fan is really cool for me. Man, where should I go next? I got some cool ones. I'll go into N64. You guys all like N64. Who doesn't? So I figured first one was just kind of a funny story, a fun story. This was the first N64 I got. N64 was like kind of the console I grabbed. I was collecting, when I first started collecting, I was collecting for GameCube and Wii. Those were systems I already had. And I kind of wanted to get outside of that, so I got a Nintendo 64. I actually got this at this horrible game store in the mall. And it was not a good mall. The mall's been torn down since then. It was not a good mall. And this game store has been gone well before the mall even got torn down. But they had this N64 in there, and as you can see, it's the jungle green one. The lighting's a little bit weird, but jungle green N64 with the jungle green controller and the expansion pack back in 2011, $35, 25 for 25 for just a regular one and 35 for the green one. And that was just their going rate price. That was such a crazy deal nowadays, although back then it was, normal. But yeah, great deal. I still have it. Same one I started out with. But another cool N64 find. I've referenced this one a lot, and maybe I ought to do like a compilation of like my best finds or whatever that were on pickup videos and stuff. But this was what I call the $44 find, the jackpot find, because the woman said, when I asked if she if she had games, she said, "I think you just hit the jackpot," and I certainly did. And I was such a schmuck that I was like, "How much do you want for it?" And she's like, "I don't know, $50. That sound good?" And I pulled out my wallet. I'm like, "I only have 44," and she's like, "Okay, that'll work." And at the time, it was a great deal. Now I almost feel bad of how incredible of a deal it was. But in that find was this bad boy right here, a blue, ice blue N64 with the, I think I had 2 ice blue controllers as well, and a whole stack of just, the cream of the crop games, the best of the best games, and a PS1 and a bunch of great PS1 games. So, yeah, $44. I got that for back in 2014, I want to say. 2015. I don't know why I remember that. There's something very deeply wrong with me. But great shape, great to have in the collection. I have all the Fantastic systems except for the purple one. As far as American N64 collecting goes, I got to get the gold one. I got to get the Pikachu one and the purple one, which I guess the story I'll tell. I'll tell the story, but I didn't end up buying it. I was stupid. So back in 2011, I went to the flea market with my friend. I'm not really friends with him anymore. We kind of stopped being friends a little bit after that, and I don't know, not really bad terms. I'm just not really friends with him anymore. I don't ever see him. But we went to the flea market, and, it was so funny. It was like the flea market, not only was it the flea market, but it was the flea market at like 3 p.m. It was like so stupid to even go out that late. I'd never go out that late now, but what did I know any better? I got a ride to the flea market with my friend, like what we were going to do. And this guy just had stuff on his table, and he had the purple, atomic purple N64. And I just got my green one, so I didn't need one. And so my friend was like, oh, I'd like an N64, and he had it right there for $10. And I was like, oh, I have my green one. I don't need that. You can grab this one. And yeah, he got it. I don't know if he still has it, but I should see if he still has it. I have his phone number. I should text him and see if he still has it, and I should say, I will pay you double what you paid for that. Probably a good deal for me, at least, not for him. But yeah, that's a funny story. So I could, if I was smart one in 2011, I could have a purple N64, but I do not have that. Let's see where I want to go next with this. How about we go into some Sega territory? This is one of my favorite garage sale finds of all time. This was 2016, and this is just absolutely one of my favorite finds of all time. I don't know if it's going to all fit in the frame. You can get the idea. Let me see. I want to get it. I want to try to get it. Box isn't perfect. There's some wear on it. There's some staining on it. But Master System in the box, complete. So this was a garage sale find, and it was funny because I look for garage sales on Craigslist, and I have alerts set up with a certain website. I forget which one it is. They're like Garage Sale Treasure Hunt or whatever, Yard Sale Finder. One of these sales, you can have them email you if anything comes up. And I have a bunch of keywords, and one of the keywords I have in there is Sega. And garage sales, when they have like Nintendo in the title, attract a lot of people who there's the more casual garage sailors who. I'll go out to garage sale, pretty much any garage sales, and try looking for games and asking for games. But there are people, maybe for lack of time or whatever, lack of interest, only go out if it says video games, it says Nintendo, it says whatever. And this said Sega in there. They said we had a Sega Master System, which is like, okay, I'm interested, I'm in. And I went to the sale, got there early thinking like, man, I bet there's going to be so many people lined up for this. I mean, there's Sega Master System in there. They have it advertised. You never find Master System. Not a soul was there. They open up 20 minutes early. Not a single person waiting out. Not even like an old person looking for like a purse or something. Like stupid stuff. It was not a soul was there. So just walk up. He brings this out with a stack of complete in box Master System games, and he wants $50 for it. I mean, this was 2017. Easiest buy of my life, pretty much. Then he brought out a bunch of Genesis cases that were empty, no games. That he got. I bought like 6 of them for 50 cents each, and like there was like stuff like Alicia Dragoon in there, Street Fighter. So great stuff. Great stop at the garage sales, and yeah, as you can see here, just a little bit of a rough box, but complete Master System. It works. I have it hooked up. It's the one I use if in the rare event I'm going to play Master System because, I just love the box. I know people make fun of like the graph paper style, but I really always have liked that for the games and the cases. There's something cool about it. Never has so much power been packed into such a small, sleek unit. The only unit you'll need for your Sega cards and cartridges. I would never really say that the Master System was small or sleek, but had the gun with it, the zapper with it. Controllers were a little rough. The styrofoam had kind of like deteriorated onto them, but I mean, just a cool box. I mean, you never find Master System, let alone in the box. Like, that's awesome. One of my favorite things that I found as a big Sega fan. Yeah, $50 for that in the box and everything. Great deal. And you can see here up on the sticker, there is a sticker here. I'll bring it down. There's a sticker from the store. Your price, $99.99. It was $129.95. And yeah, I wish it said what store. I think, what does it say? Best. It says best self-service. Yeah, I don't know what store that would have been from. Maybe Sears. I don't know. So yeah, one of my favorite finds there. Let's see. Let's go. Probably dollar wise, this is my best find of all time. And some of the people, some viewers have heard this story probably too many times, but it's a funny story. So we got here Super Nintendo. This is a Killer Instinct set, although I need the Killer Cuts CD with the sleeve and everything. If anyone has that and they want to sell me the Killer Cuts CD or something, work out a trade, let me know. But yeah, so this was a pickup video. This was 2014. Neighborhood garage sale. This is just laying on the concrete at someone's garage sale with a copy of Donkey Kong Country, a copy of Adventures of Dr. Franken, and then a random N64 game. And not just any N64 game, but Super Bowling for the Nintendo 64. So, the big dog pretty much under Clay Fighter. What is now a $700 game. It was like a $40 game back then. And they have a price sticker on it. I'm like, okay, so how much you want for your stuff? And she's like, yeah, the price is on there. And I move the cartridges out of the way. The price sticker says $5. $5, guys. This is incredible. Great find. Back then it was a great find, but now, this is, over $1,000 for this stuff for $5. So absurd, completely insane. And yeah, great bundle. I have the system in here because I use the SNES Mini. Or not the Mini, whatever they call it, the Junior. So I have the system in here. I just need that Killer Cuts CD and everything, and that would be complete. So where do I want to go next with this one? We're going to do one more. Make sure this doesn't get too long. But one more here. How about we go with this guy? This guy is complete. Everything's in here. NES, really nice shape action set. It has everything is in there and everything. As I got it. So this was a pawn shop find, and it's like a Cash America. So it's not even like some kind of old pawn shop, like a new, that's been around forever. It's just a regular like chain pawn shop. Usually doesn't have too many video games, but they had this in their glass case. Ohio has a pawn shop law where everything has to sit for 2 weeks to make sure it's not like a stolen item, or anything that's not reported with the serial number and everything. So they always have things up saying like, oh yeah, so this will be available this day. You can purchase it. So I noted this was going to be available a certain day. I went in at opening that day and got it. And it was funny. There was a guy came in as I was getting it, coming in being like, I want the Nintendo. I want the Nintendo. He was manically trying to get it, but I got it. I sniped it right out from under him. But really cool. Complete and everything. It was $80 and it had a stack of games with it. I pretty much broke even. I sold the stack of games because I already had all of them. And got this essentially for free, but $80 for this at a pawn shop. And yeah, just a classic setup. Great condition box, all things considered. You don't find boxes very often anyway, but to find the box in great condition of something that's from the 80s, just about 40 years old, is really, really cool. And yeah, has everything in there. Styrofoam did not deteriorate, so Nintendo does what Sega doesn't, I guess, there. And yeah, just an awesome find. So, really, really cool. But yeah, I figured I'd just share some of my favorite console finds. One handheld, but mostly console finds. If you like videos like this talking about console finds, maybe I'll do more. I have some other cool stories that I figured I'd say for another time. But these were just some of my favorite ones. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. I'd like to thank you for doing so. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow me on Twitter at ObjoGaming, and until next time, I'd like to thank you for watching.